Hello, my little lovebirds. TonyaTko here. And I'm coming to you all because I am very confused. Which I guess isn't a great way to start out the video. Because today we're going to be talking about human bisexuality. We're going to talk about, I want to ponder the thoughts. Are we naturally inclined to be bisexual? And the reason why I'm coming to you guys about it, normally I do videos because I'm the love guru, TonyaTko, and I do videos, instructing you guys how to love one another, but most importantly, how to love yourself. And there are a lot of different ideas that are floating around about human sexuality and abnormalities and what is normal, what is not normal. And a certain situation came to me which really confused me, and I wanted to bring this out to you all in hopes that you can help me. And then we'll talk about this. I'm going to do a little bit more research, and then we can engage in more dialogue about it. And you guys know when I'm confused, I like to stall before I get into the whole heart of the video. Oh gosh, let's see. Here's my lights. Oh, do you like that yellow glow? Speaking of glow, my Cocoa Kisses lip balm. Remember I said I was waiting for the packaging? Well, the packaging has come in. It's a little flip top, so I'm going to start producing this. So if you're not already on my mailing list, make sure you go over to tkoskin.com. I'll put the links around and below. And the Cocoa Kisses lip balm. I'm stalling. Oh, and people have asked me, how is it that I'm looking younger and younger lately? I've already told you my secret. All natural vitamin E. That's what I use to help myself stay young and beautiful. Oh, all right, you guys ready to talk about the video? All right. All right. I got contacted. You know what? I'm going to try out my Cocoa Kisses lip balm for the first time with a lip liner. Because, the Cocoa Kisses lip balm has a slight little brownish hue because it is made with real essence of chocolate. I've been wondering how it would look with a lip liner. Oh, that is lovely. Oh, I like it. And you know what? It satisfies my craving for chocolate because I have this wonderful aroma on my lips. Okay, I can't stall any longer. Do you guys like that? I love it. Now, if only I had some eyebrows, but I left my makeup at home. As you guys know, I'm in the TKO Skin Loft, and I'm actually making a large batch of shea butter today. So while that's warming up, I'm making this video. All right. Okay. So let's talk about what it is that's confusing me. All right. I got contacted by a young man recently. And this young man, he says that that his parents are old-fashioned and they never talked to him about sex and sexuality, but he was sent to boarding school. And he spent the greater part of his life in boarding school. And his parents, I guess to help him focus on his studies, sent him to an all-boys boarding school. So when he when he graduated into boarding middle school, things started to change for him. He was coming of age around nothing but boys. And this is the part that's confusing to me because we know that we have all come of age. Well, not all of us. Those of us who have come of age have come of age. So let's talk about this. This is the part that's confusing me. So he said he came of age in boarding school, and when it was time to experiment, there was no one around him except for boys. So this is what the question that I wanted to bring out to you guys. if you come of age in an environment where there is no one of the opposite sex, and you start to get into the onset of puberty, and you start to feel these feelings develop on the inside, would it be natural for you to start to begin to develop these feelings for someone of the same sex? I don't know how to answer this. Because when I came of age around both genders, and it was through a natural inclination on the inside, something inside of me which drew me towards a particular gender. So this is why I'm hoping that I can get some answers from some of you that are bisexual. And there's a lot of ideas that are going on in my mind, and a lot of different things that are troubling me. Number one, I often hear that it's okay for a woman to be bisexual. I was talking with a colleague of mine earlier today that said that he feels that most women are bisexual. And then that leads me to ponder, well, then what about men? How can it be that women grow into this natural bisexuality, but men don't? Also, you know what, I really, and I want to discuss this openly, but I really want you guys to leave religious teachings and psychological teachings out of it. Because if we're in an area that is, because first of all, the doctrine that we get from religion are taught to us. But I want to talk about things that our bodies evolve into naturally. Some people will argue, oh, animals are not bisexual. But please, research again, please. Do your research. I started researching this, or I researched this years ago. And when I researched it years ago, it was revealed to me that there are several species of animals that are naturally bisexual, like dolphins. Dolphins do not discriminate one gender from the other. You know what? Also, you know that in the animal kingdom, sex doesn't feel good to all animals. Dolphins are animals that do have intercourse for pleasure alone. Most animals only copulate for the purpose of mating. But dolphins, on the other hand, they rub genitals with other men. They are poking each other in the snout. They're doing all sorts of things to one another, just basically because it feels good. They're engaging in orgies. I know this sounds crazy, right? A dolphin orgy. But please look it up. Look it up. So I want us to take away religious teachings from this, because there was a time in which we existed before religion. There were people who existed before Jesus was born. The world was here long before Jesus came along, and before people. I don't want to get into a whole religious debate. But what happened to all of the people who lived and died before Jesus? They weren't Christians because Christ had not come. So where did their souls go? So I want to leave religion out of it for the time being. I want to just talk about human bisexuality, animal bisexuality in general. Do some research on the amount of animals. I did some brief research before I did this video, and they were talking about wolves, chimps, birds that are naturally bisexual, giraffes, a lot of different animals. Now, we know that female bisexuality is applauded, accepted. I can't think of the proper word, but we know that female bisexuality is, I don't know, how do we put it? Is wanted, accepted, allowed, looked forward to, coveted. Lots of different words that can be used to describe it. And then it makes me wonder why. This is part of where the confusion is. Is it because women are objectified and they're thought of as sexual objects by men? So of course, what's greater than one woman? Two, because they feel that the sexuality of these women is for their pleasure and for their benefit. Some people say, oh, it's because women are so beautiful. Some people say it's because women are unobtrusive, and that whereas men have to penetrate one another. Speaking of penetration, a colleague of mine was saying that male homosexuality, there's no such thing as male bisexuality, that if a man is poking another man or sucking another man, that he is gay, that there's no such thing as experimentation for men. Also, gay men are seen as weak, as deviant, Other people see homosexual men as an extreme case of narcissism, where the man loves the form of the male body so much that he doesn't want to relinquish any of that self-love by being with a woman. He wants to be with another man. Other people say it's disgusting. Now, we do know that most of the disease that is passed around is passed because of male encounterings. Female encounterings do not spread as many diseases as male encounterings. So is that part of the reason that it's frowned upon? And when I was talking about penetration, it was a gay friend of mine who was saying that actually gayness is, listen, hear me out. Let's talk about this real quick. Okay. A man has to soften himself to be palatable to a woman. He has to get in touch with his emotional side, soften himself to be able to interact with the woman. Whereas men, on the other hand, a man who is engaging in activity with other men are fully allowed to emblazon themselves in a world drenched full of testosterone and masculinity. This is where we have homo thugs and things of this nature. I mean, if you really think about it, I remember when I was young, I was reading a book about a man who was gay. And in this book, this man he engaged in homosexual activity with his roommate, and nobody was the wiser. His roommate and him, they played video games together. The house was strewn with messiness and pizza boxes, and they were very macho men. And never did they have to curtail or curb that to make themselves suitable to women. Think about that. So are gay men really weaker, or are gay men... Oh, when I was talking about the penetrative part, the gay guy was like, actually, you have to be a lot stronger to be able to deal with the pain of anal sex. Listen, you tell me. You tell me. You tell me. Okay, so one point that I wanted us to think about when we have this discussion is sex and sexual feelings. They feel good. Think about it. If you close your eyes and you're being manipulated sexually, it will feel good to you. Now, if you open your eyes, depending on what it is that you see, based on a whole host of programming, will determine whether or not you still feel this sexual feeling. Like, let's say you're hetero or homo and you see somebody of the gender that you're not inclined to performing this act on you, you can automatically become de-aroused. But does that mean that physically it did not feel good to you? So that's one point that I wanted to talk about. Is it our social programming, religious programming, or whatnot, which determines how something feels? It's all of the things that we've assigned to this. Oh, this is disgusting. Oh, this should not be. But if your eyes were closed and you couldn't see, it would definitely feel good. So what is it that stops it from feeling good, except for your own mind? Okay, so another point that I wanted to bring up is women. Are we guilty of this? I was talking with a man 2 weeks ago, and his hands, I'm going to be, I'm going to start selling lava rocks. Oh my goodness, let me go grab one real quick. Hold on. Okay. All right. So this is my lava rock. It has a loofah. Can you see it? Or is the light shining? Okay, let me take it out. This is a lava rock which I'm going to be selling soon. It's pure lava material. So anyway, this guy, he had calloused hands. So I was telling him, listen, honey, let me get you a lava rock. Because it was nubs. They felt like hard, dry. It was so, and they were big too on each one because he works out. So I was like, listen, let me get you a lava rock. You can rub your hands with it. And this was what he said. This is what he said. These are man's hands. So he refused to get rid of these hard, horrible calluses because he was saying that that's the way a real man's hands are supposed to feel. So he has made it up in his mind that men, I'm sorry. I thought his hands felt disgusting personally, and I was like, I couldn't imagine why he feels that a man should have these horrid looking hands. I remember when I was in college, this one guy said men don't wash their feet. It was so disgusting because his feet looked a hot mess. They were a hot, raving mess. And he was like, real men don't wash their feet. So women, are we guilty of allowing this type of foolishness? A friend of mine is, in terms of interior design, he has an amazing sense of artistry. But he says when women see his apartment, they say that it looks like a gay man lives there. So is it socially, do we attribute certain desirable behaviors to, I don't know how to put it because I'm disgusted. I'm personally disgusted, but I was disgusted by this man's hands because I was thinking about that touching me on my soft skin. It felt like they were corns. That's what they were. They were corns. Like the ones that people have on their toes. They were corns all over his hand. And I was thinking about that touching me on my beautiful soft skin. And I was like, ugh. Why is it that me as a woman should have to deal with this man's horny hands? Ugh! I just started thinking about the Princess and the Pea. Remember how she's getting beat up by that pea underneath her mattresses? I was like imagining his hard, callous hands trying to touch me. So I asked him if he would like a lava rock, and he said he wouldn't use it. Well, he said he would use it, but there was some contingency that I wasn't down with, so that's it for that. So I know I got off on a tangent, but these are like so many ideas that are just flowing through my mind, and I wanted to come to you guys to talk about it. Number one, if you came of age in a situation where there was no one of the opposite sex, and you were to experiment sexually, would it be something that you would naturally do with someone of the same sex? This guy in the boarding school says when he was 12, that he engaged in kissing with another boy, and he's very concerned about what this means for him as a man. Is it society and the visions that we see on TV and in other marketings that lets us feel that you should be coupling with someone of the opposite sex? Let's talk about ancient Greeks. I was in Greece 3 years ago, and when I was in Greece, they had an open policy of bisexuality, and the men were not ashamed, nor were they afraid of it. Then in the African American community and in the Latino community, where the men are thought of as ultra macho and being with another man being something that's soft or feminine, when in actuality, answer me, is it being with another man, is that really feminine? Or do men feminize themselves, get in touch with their feminine selves to be with other women? Whereas with men, they could be just as macho as they want to be. Then also, if you close your eyes and you feel something sexually, what is it that determines whether or not you are going to continue to feel that pleasure? It's some sort of programming, is it not? So, and then the last one, do we set ourselves up by putting these rough, gruff, and societal expectations on people of the opposite sex, that women should be, the ultimate virtuous in public, men should be these gruff, knuckle-dragging, Neanderthalish type of dudes. Otherwise, we think that they are gay. And then also, what is the matter with male bisexuality? We know that, and part of the reason that they say that a lot of disease is spread in the African American community is because African American people will not accept bisexual men, neither will Latinos. So they don't accept this bisexuality. So people hide it. They don't really protect themselves. They are not educated about it, and they go back and forth between under the microscope because they can't really be out in the open with who they are. Talk to me about it. I have so many different ideas, but I really want to hear from you guys, okay? Listen, subscribe to my videos here on YouTube. Come over to my Facebook page, facebook.com/TonyaTko show. Hit me up on Twitter, twitter.com/TonyaTko. And let's talk about this. I really, really, really really want to know. So your love guru, TonyaTko, signing out, and I'm very confused. All input is necessary and all needed. I'm going to be in the comments. If you come up with an idea that I have not expressed, please express it below, because you know my videos get long. I can't talk about everything. So I'm leaving some stuff out. So answer below. TonyaTko, and I'm out. Peace.